Welcome to the Buckle Bomb Show Wrestlemania Backlash Livestream Spectacular. So happy to be here with you as Tony stuffs his face over there. I'm Bobby. That's Tony. What a great... You're all good. I'm excited about Wrestlemania Backlash tonight. We should have some good matches. The one that's on the screen right now that they're hyping up, I'm not so excited about. But it's two big stars. It should be something to watch. What do you think? How are you looking forward to tonight, Tony? Once you swallow that food.
This is one of those pay-per-views where, like we talked about earlier on the show, WWE doesn't exactly have a lot going on. Oh. I apologize about that. But WWE is going into that post-WrestleMania slump right now. I'm very hopeful for what this pay-per-view may produce.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential. There's some good stuff on the card. We'll see how it goes. It's obviously, it's that post-WrestleMania slump that I mentioned on the show earlier today. There's usually not a whole lot of interest in these first couple of pay-per-views after Mania. And their stories are usually just kind of going by the numbers. You got some rematches here, obviously, as we got right here from WrestleMania. I'm interested to see what they do here. You and I think, are somewhat in the minority as far as their WrestleMania match and how we feel about it. So, and obviously two of the biggest stars they have, male or female. So, how do you think they're going to lay out tonight? Do you think Cody and Seth are last?
Yeah, I mean, after you kind of did away with that title unification match that they were going to do with the tag team titles, I think it kind of took the interest for a lot of people directly out of that match. So, what's the next most interesting match on the card? Nonetheless, Cody versus Seth. So that would have to be your closer.
Yeah, I think so. Though I could definitely still see them closing with the 6-man tag. But we'll see. I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see Cody, because they like to start hot. I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see Cody Seth first. So it's kind of a mystery right now how they're going to format the show. Maybe this match could be first. We'll see.
Very possible.
I think one of those three will be your first match. We'll see.
Every time I search the best.
How's your TikTok stream? Is everything working good on there? Do you know?
Trying to figure out right now. There's a possibility we got some. Trying to figure out sound issues. There's a possibility we got some. Trying to figure out sound issues.
I hear the echo of your voice. Is that coming through your phone through the TikTok stream?
I think we just have a double issue going on where it's echoing my voice.
Your voice? Okay. You might want to take, if you have any sort of mic monitoring on to where you can hear your own voice through your headset, you might have to turn that off.
All I have is audio output capture, desktop audio, and mic aux volume.
Turn off the mic aux volume, and we'll see if that affects my screen. But
all right, how do I sound now?
You sound just like you always have been on my stream. So maybe your stream's better now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are, for as professional as we come across, amateur as hell when it comes to doing these streams.
We certainly are.
And now there's no audio from my end coming through on the TikTok.
At all?
None.
That's weird as hell because you should be getting the audio from the stream.
That's weird.
You know, I'm just going to end the TikTok stream. Yeah, I got to end the TikTok stream. So if you're watching this on my TikTok, head on over to Bob Media Productions YouTube channel and see the rest of the stream. You know, I'm just going to end the TikTok stream. Yeah, I got to end the TikTok stream. So if you're watching this.
Yeah, I definitely still have your audio on my stream. I just checked on YouTube, so we're all good on my end. So.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I ended the TikTok stream. For whatever reason, I've been having an issue lately with anything I put on my TikTok streams. It's just double over to audio. It's weird.
Weird. All right. Let me pin a little message in the chat here. All right. Unless you bring up a separate window with the YouTube stream muted, you're not going to see the chat, Shoni. Don't worry about it. If there's any messages, I'll just.
I already opened it up.
Okay. So it's great with the OBS, Tony. And here we are. We're talking behind the scenes stuff here. But there is a dock that you can add to your OBS screen that connects to the chat for whatever you're on. So right now, I don't have to have the YouTube screen up. I can access the chat right through. I had to go to YouTube to actually type something in, but I can watch the chat right on the OBS port window.
All right.
So whenever you're doing your next Twitch stream or something like that,
I will definitely remember that. Yeah. The awesome part is, and the terrifying part of all this is all at the same time is, you know, this is a learning process. I'm far from being technically savvy, but at the same time, oh dear God, I just lost my train of thought because of how much I hate this angle. But yeah, we're going to progress and get better over time.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a couple of people watching right now. Join us in the chat. Let us know what you think of what's going on, what you think about what's going to happen tonight. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Let us know. We want to talk to you. And yeah, Tony, if you ever have any questions, feel free. You know, busy as I am, you know, any night after 7 o'clock, message me. We can hop on Teams or whatever, and you know, we can go through what I know of OBS and how I've progressed.
Yeah, that's why I said I wanted to hop on with you on Wednesday and kind of do a quick run through to do like a speed run of a qualified human show. Wink, wink, coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get that all dialed in and released to the masses.
Yeah, we're doing a little test recording on Wednesday, along with some other. Hopefully, you know, dial in on exactly how we're going to do things, and then Right after that, Tony's going to start recording his interviews, and I'll start editing them together. And then we'll figure out the exact release date shortly after that.
Not gonna lie, that dressing like he's going to a funeral for Tommy Bahama line did pop me.
Because that trophy means so much. They've really built it up.
Yeah, they really did an amazing job with it. How many of the past Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royale winners are still in the company?
Baron Corbin.
Madcap Moss.
Right. I can't think of it. I honestly don't even. I know Cesaro won one year. Big Show won another year. And they're gone. And I am completely blank on any others who have won it.
Braun Strowman.
No, he's gone. Yeah.
How dare you do Andre the Giant like that and make out with his trophy self?
All right, I got to bring up. It's a Lightning game score, even though I'm not watching it today. I want to make sure I follow that. Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Go Lightning, Tony. 3-0 with 4 minutes left in the first period.
Holy shit.
Right? Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, Pat Maroon, and Steven Stamkos, all with goals.
Wow. You know, the funny thing is, I remember before the season started, there was all that hoopla about whether or not Steven Stamkos still had it. You know, they were talking about how his age was a concern, and it was a time for the Lightning to move on from Stamkos.
Well, a lot of it was, he was getting injured every year. And when we won the Stanley Cup in 2020, he wasn't really able to participate in the playoffs. He got into one game in the Cup Finals, I believe, and scored a goal, and then wasn't able to play the rest of the series. But to his credit, he stayed. And remember, they were in quarantine that year, and he could have just, hey, I'm injured. I'm probably not going to be able to play. He could have dipped out of quarantine and went home and be with his family. He stayed with the team, was able to get in for the 2 minutes and make that one score, that one goal. And stuck with the team the entire way. Was out the ice and was able to get out on the ice when they won the cup. And then obviously to actually last year to win it in front of fans was absolutely fantastic.
Man, I'll tell you what, it really seems like Madcap's going in the way we've been talking about. Booker T's giving him shit for the suspenders and the belt.
Yeah.
He's not there to make jokes right now.
As he continues to make jokes.
Yeah, still not happy about that. Man, he is working a crowd right now.
Magic suspenders. All right. We got to turn.
God, Paul Heyman still has not lost a beat.
No.
Oh. Oh, we're gonna go there, huh? Why does Paul Heyman look like the real life Violator from Spawn? I still hate that premium live event shit.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It is what it is. What are you gonna name it?
Yeah, you really can't be paid. I guess it's just like you grow up with something and then it change. Like I'm sure there was a lot of '80s babies that were diehard when it had changed from F to E. You know.
Sure. Well, yeah, things like that. Things change. I mean, the pay per view format is dying out more and more. Still a big part of what wrestling does outside of WWE. But
Hey,
as everything moves to streaming services, pay per view is going to start dying
yeah,
really quickly
Tampa
here.
Bay. Tickets for a live event in Tampa go on sale this Friday. Do you think we could get a press pass?
Unfortunately, I don't think we're big enough quite yet. Maybe someday.
Oh, no, maybe about it, brother. We just gotta keep plugging.
Maybe I can swing something the next time they do something at Gulfview Square Mall, but no promises.
They're actually doing those at Richie Racket now.
Oh, are they? They're not at the Gulfview Event Center anymore?
Nope.
I know they were building like a little training center at Richie Racket.
Interesting. Hmm. If you like penis colonics, getting caught in the rain. I'm drinking the Bush lattes, but we're just gonna cover that because they're not paying me to say that shit. Well, I'm gonna go let the puppers out one last time before this starts. So I will be back.
Sorry, I think I had the mic muted there for a minute. Tony's going to hear my mic. I apologize. I was trying to eat. I muted the microphone and I never unmuted it when I talked. But it wasn't anything important. I was talking about what I was drinking. That he is. He certainly is. Okay, buddy, no problem. All right. The Lightning are in the first intermission, still 3-0. Go Lightning, Stanley Cup champions 2 times. Let's go for number 3. All right, start of the show. Let's get this thing going. All right, let's see what match they start the show off with. Be a Raw match. The Raw announced team starting off. Starting with Cody and Seth. All right. Thought it might go last, but it's not. I told you it was going to be one of those three, and I'm not that surprised. That probably means Bloodline and RKO or RK Bro and Drew are last. Unless they decide to do Ronda Charlotte main event, which wouldn't be that big a stretch. The two of the biggest stars they got. But then again, the image of the Bloodline standing tall at the end of the pay-per-view is probably what is going to happen here.
Hakuna Matata.
Did you see? Because I know you listened to obviously Cody Rhodes on Corey Graves' podcast. You sent it to me to listen to. Did you see? I think on WWE's YouTube, they showed a little behind the scenes clip of Cody Rhodes giving Corey Graves a gift.
Yeah, his dad's hat.
One of his hats, yeah, with the Ravenclaw on. Yeah. Hell of
I
a
hate
gift.
this outfit more than anything.
Oh, that's his WrestleMania outfit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Him calling Cody Mr. Nightmare. You know, the pyro budget for the last couple weeks for Cody has probably superseded WWE's pyro budget for the last 3 years.
They've been doing pyro more and more frequently over the last few years, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. They'll certainly throw it out there for someone they're really trying to push. Damn. All right.
Yeah. He was saying that he felt like it was a rib.
Did he? I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Because the joke was WWE doesn't do pyro anymore. And then he comes back, and then all of a sudden he's getting all this pyro during his entrance. Some of which he wasn't informed of beforehand, and it scared the shit out of him.
Which probably was a rib.
Yeah.
How many more things are WWE going to add LED screens to?
You know, I was thinking last night watching the UFC fights. They have those LED screens on the ground outside of the cage when you come up on the stairs now. It's only a matter of time before we get LED floor mats, right?
I mean, you've already got the LED floor for the stage. I mean, why not? Except that would be tougher to land on. I don't know if you're going to get there unless you can pat it. That's good. That's part of the story. Hey, Seth has Cody scouted now. He didn't have the chance to at WrestleMania. That's a good spot. There you go.
There you go. Getting his Hulk pump going.
Chicken shit heel. I like it. I like that the referee counted. I don't know if it was because his foot was under the ropes or if it was because of the closed fists, but the referee counted. You don't see that a lot. Ring rust? What?
There you go, Graves. Let him know.
Thank you, Corey Graves.
Jesus Christ. I've heard some stretches on commentary in my day. But that right there.
They're trying to act like AEW doesn't exist. And it's like, Corey Graves is like, and they've openly acknowledged he's been elsewhere. It's not like, I think it's those announcers trying a little too hard to Byron Saxton.
Your daddy Vince, I'll do whatever you want.
Well, and I don't even think it's Vince that's saying that, because him going away and becoming a bigger star is part of his story.
I do have to say, though, that is one thing that I appreciate.
Again, they're continuing the story. Hey, Seth's doing a little better because he's got him scouted. Anytime Seth goes, or Cody goes for a signature move, the first time it's countered.
Let me ask, because I don't remember. Has Cody hit a Tiger Driver 98 on WWE programming yet?
Not. Did he in the WrestleMania match?
No.
I don't think so, then.
Well, I think we know how this match is going to finish. So because Cody got out of the sleeper, does that mean that WWE wrestlers or WWE sports entertainers are tougher than UFC fighters?
Sorry, what was that question?
So because Cody got out of the sleeper, does that make sports entertainers tougher than UFC fighters?
Well, that's the idea, right?
I guess so. Wow.
No.
That was sketchy as fuck.
I think he wanted to hold him up there a little bit longer. He's done that before. But Seth ended up over.
Yeah, he landed real rough on that hip.
By the way, Lightning are up 4-0. A goal by Ross Colton in the first 5 minutes of the second period.
Wow. Yeah, Penguins have game 3 Monday night.
Are they tied at 1? Or no?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
There he is. Cody Cutter will work this time.
Boom.
That's not an insiguri. He called that an insiguri. That's just. All right. Reversed again. Going for crossroads. Gets reversed. Next time it'll work, though. Which I feel like they might be going into the home stretch here.
Yeah. No!
Oof. Falcon Arrow. That would have been great if Cody hit him.
I got so hyped when I
Hit a
saw that,
pedigree.
dude. I was like,
Yeah, I
no
know.
way, that's how they're ending this match. I gotta say, I agree with the crowd. They are putting on a hell of a match right now.
Agreed. Oh, Buckle Bomb. Yeah, it's our show. Roll credits.
Available every Sunday on Bomb Media Productions YouTube channel.
Frog Splash. Good near fall.
You know, there's also one other thing that could get us into the rubber match that doesn't hurt Cody or Seth. That would be a dusty finish.
They don't have a time limit. It's WWE.
Yeah, but the dusty finish is like
I know.
somebody wins based off a small technicality or something like that.
Right. I mean, they could do a time limit draw. Is also a dusty finish, could be, but
Somebody has their hand
yeah.
on the rope.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna roll through. Crossroads. I thought you were right for a second. I thought they were gonna keep
I
counting.
was like,
I thought they were gonna keep counting. I was like, oh, Tony.
I was almost Rostradamus for like 5 seconds.
Moonsault. Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh! Man, Cody's back is chewed the fuck up. Oh, come on.
Get the bionic elbow in there.
Oh. There it is.
Tights.
There it is.
Yep. Yep. You're right. They're gonna do a 3 though. It was a little bit of a hey. You gave Seth an out, and that could lead to a third.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hell of a first match. I need another drink.
Yeah, I think I should go put my beer in the fridge real quick, but I'll wait till you come back. I have the entire case sitting right next to me.
Go ahead and grab yours right now. That's fine. We're in
All right, brother.
a package. Excuse me. And Lightning are up 5-0 with 9 minutes left in the second period. Was it Corey Perry scored a goal? Left in the second period.
Because that's just what you do.
All right. So I grabbed 2 more. I got a kiwi mojito style or orange peach fizz.
There you go.
I'll try the kiwi mojito first.
I do love a good mojito.
You know, I've never been a mojito guy, but we'll see.
But I think the peach is going to knock it out of the park, though.
See, I'm not a peach guy, but orange peach sounds interesting. We'll see. And the Lightning are up 5-0.
Oh, my God. It's a bloodbath. I feel like Omos is starting to come more into his own the further he goes along, man. I didn't understand the turtleneck trench coat thing at first.
No, now that he's in a at least a tank top.
Yeah.
I still think you should put him in some tights or something, but hey. Even if it's like a singlet strap type deal, but yeah, I think putting MVP with him is fantastic. And I think Omos goes over here. Just for the same reasons I gave on the preview earlier today.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to show more personality, too.
Yeah, not my favorite. Kiwi mojito? Yeah.
I caught your face out of the corner of my eye, and I popped a little bit.
Yeah, make sure you get your DraftKings promo out of the way when Pat McAfee's not doing commentary. Because he's got his FanDuel deal.
Yep. I know what I'm doing right now might be considered sacrilege, but I also believe in speed drinking. Therefore, I am just dumping all the beer I'm going to drink into one cup.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. There you go. They're already pushing what I said they'd push during the preview earlier today. Hey, MVP's made a difference with Omos. Commentary, Corey Graves is talking about it.
So you want to take a guess about what I hate about what Bobby Lashley's wearing? Looking like the goddamn steroided out Harley Quinn.
Oh, jeez.
Not saying Bobby Lashley's on roids. It's just if Harley Quinn were to get on a little trend. Wow. You know, MVP is one of those guys who I like substantially more as a manager than I did as a wrestler.
Well, sure, he's always been good on the mic.
Absolutely.
And not that he was bad in the ring. I think he was pretty darn good, too. But certainly as a manager, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it was the timing and the caliber of wrestlers within the company at that time.
Yeah, he was on SmackDown, wasn't he, during peak SmackDown? Eddie Guerrero and all that.
Yeah, it was hard to compete with all that, man.
And yet he held his own, so.
And for as much shit as we give Omos's attire, it could be so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
He could be given a flesh-colored suit covered in hair.
In all the times that David and Goliath is played as a metaphor in a wrestling match, how many times do you think Bobby Lashley has had to play the David role?
Never.
But here he is, drop kicking shins and having
Not
a hard time
WWE.
putting holds on.
Not in TNA.
Hell, not in MMA.
I mean, that's also a weight class.
Yeah, and yet you would still, when you're a heavyweight, at that point you can be as big as you want. Ugh. I feel like I'm drinking cactus.
Those are the ones you shotgun, Bubba.
Yeah, I just took the half of what was left in that sip, and the other half's about to be gone. The thing is, there's 2 more cans of this after that'll be left in there. All right, I like that. Omos still had a move there at the end with the layout of the finish there. Omos put a knee up in front of the spear and threw him into the post with his shoulder. So it wasn't just MVP with the interference. Omos did a thing too that helped put him over.
I think I'm going to hop live on the TikTok and...
Yeah, give like a little live review. Huh?
People are still going to be able to hear what you're saying because my headsets just died. So now I have to switch back to my speaker on the laptop. So we'll see if it creates too much interference.
Okay.
Make the most out of a bad situation with this headset debacle.
So is it your the headset you had the stream?
Yeah, the headset I had in had our conversation in it.
Right.
Now, the headset that I use for this doesn't have a charge because it just runs off the power of the remote.
Everything sounds good so far. Sounds like to me. Let me switch over here.
The headset I had in had our conversation in it.
Right.
Now, the headset that I use for this doesn't have a charge because it just runs off the power of the remote. Yeah, I think I'm going to be watching that after this is over tonight. Oh, what are we getting? Stranger Things, Hell in Cell?
Let me see here. I was just making sure. It sounds like our stream's fine. So.
All right. Our conversation.
Right.
Now, the headset that I use for this doesn't have a charge because it just runs. Wait a second. When's Forbidden Door?
June or July?
I know it's June. I'm just trying to remember the date because it sounds like Forbidden
19th?
Door's the weekend after Hell in the Cell.
Oh, probably.
So, Sassy, we are live currently on YouTube for the Buckle Bomb Show. Live reactions for WrestleMania Backlash with my wonderful co-host, Bobby the Bomb. Can't really see him right now because he is on the YouTube stream itself. We're trying to get everything amped up for it. What's up, Jeep Rides and Chubby Thighs? So is this what's up now?
No way.
What's up, Hans? It looks like we're going right into the 6-man tag team match right now.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Edge and AJ.
All right. This is the last match on the card that kind of gave me the tingles down under.
Yeah, after this, I don't think there's anything else I care about too much. I mean, Ronda Charlotte, I guess, but
Yeah, but the only reason why we care about Ronda versus Charlotte is because the potential train wreck that it could be.
oh, it could potentially be great too. I mean, you got two good performers in there and two of the biggest stars.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a world title match, but yeah, it's just the way you and I feel about it. At least how their chemistry's been isn't great. Ugh.
Yeah, for as much as I love AJ, I think we got to give it to Edge on this one.
With the Finn Balor interference?
I hate to do it. I'm sticking with the Finn Balor interference.
I would love that. I'd love to see. He's never been heel in WWE, has he? He's been around for a while. I don't know, maybe NXT was for a time, but never on the main roster.
He wasn't a heel in NXT. The closest he ever was to a heel was when he had that run with the Good Brothers.
Oh, did he have a run with the Good Brothers?
Yeah.
Sort of a semi Bullet Club deal?
Yeah, it was when AJ went to SmackDown and the Good Brothers were on Raw.
Right.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming in and watching this live stream. If you want to see the face of the sexy motherfucker I'm talking to, go ahead in my profile. Links in the bio under the Buckle Bomb Show. Watch the live stream. Chat with us on YouTube. Chat with us here. If you have any questions for us, I'll read them off to Bobby. We can both answer them for you.
You got to give them unrealistic expectations like that. I don't think that's going to help my channel.
I mean, you have a red beard. You won half the battle.
Ugh. Ugh. That's one of the worst seltzers I've ever had.
That's why I stuck with the old tried and true of the Bush lattes. You think you know me? First superstar to have a live sex celebration in the middle of the ring. You know, I don't care what anybody says. Corey Graves is a goddamn wordsmith. And it's making a comeback. So while AJ's approaching the ring, let me ask you a question that we didn't get to on the Buckle Bomb show today. What's your opinion on this new reported 90-day clause within NXT where they're going to be releasing talent every 90 days based on improvements? Yet to make room for others coming in through the NIL program and to actually have that focus group that you can have within NXT. Pressure makes diamonds, right? Yep. And, you know, oh, that was a botch. Um, the other thing that I thought of that too, at the same time, you might lose out on your next Steve Austin or your next John Cena. As we saw on the episode of The Young Rock that aired this week, Rock met Steve Austin in the locker room when he was convinced he was about to be fired. John Cena, he was on his way out the door. You know, uh, Daniel Bryan was fired for choking out Justin Roberts, ironically enough. Uh, but you're right, though. And on top of that, too, with the Freddie Prinze Jr. thing, the thing that we didn't actually really get to touch on, the fact that Freddie Prinze Jr. didn't leave on bad terms with WWE, I don't think. So there is still that option there for him to start this promotion and become some sort of a farm system.
You know what? Damn it. My mic has been muted for the last few minutes on the stream. I apologize to everyone. We just had a great conversation about a whole lot of stuff and nobody heard a lick of it, unfortunately. But because I was eating and I muted my thing, and then I've been muted ever since. But we've been, I'm sure you've heard a great half of the conversation, but we've been talking about this NXT. Every 90 days they're going to make some cuts based on where they perceive the talent to be. And I talked about how it's great that, I don't have a problem with it. People, hey, WWE's got so much money. They can afford all this talent. But, it's not limitless. And certainly as a business, especially, a publicly traded business, where you have a responsibility to shareholders, you can't just be spending money willy-nilly on talent that you're not using. So certainly you want to invest in the future, but you want to pick and choose talent that you think can be something. That doesn't mean that talent can't go to an AEW, an AEW, NWA, a New Japan, a GCW,
Hell, Impact
a hot indie
on
league.
Fire.
Freddie Prince's thing, if he does it in a couple of years, or any number of other places where you can learn your craft and really hone in and end up getting back to the WWE. Most of these talents that are going to be released are going to be in their early 20s. So they'll have plenty of time.
Yeah, and then you got a guy like Parker Bordeaux. He was just involved in the NXT Championship angle. And yeah, he's green. Like, he's green.
Right.
But if he lands somewhere where they're going to take the time to show him how to actually hone the craft, that dude's going to be a bad son of a bitch. Like, he's a big dude.
He's got a look and he's got a size. He's, just by look, he is a WWE guy through and through. And it's a little surprising that they did get rid of him. But they're like, maybe that was legitimately, hey, go somewhere else get some experience, and then we'll look at you again and come back. Sometimes you need to go somewhere else.
Well, he was talking on Twitter today. The biggest thing that he's excited for is he actually gets to grow his hair back out now.
Well, and that's kind of the advantage of not being a part of the WWE system, or being a part of it for a short time and then leaving / being let go, is you get to go out there and now you get to be yourself. You get to do what you want to do. You've been through the Performance Center and learned from some of the best that they have there, and now you can take that and apply that, but with your own creativity, not using something that's been given to you, but take what you've learned and apply that to your own creativity and go out on the independents and to other promotions and try and gain and soak as much experience up as possible, and then build a name for yourself where eventually the WWE is going to take another look at you. Or an AEW.
And with that said, not everybody's going to be a Cody Rhodes-esque talent, but just like with him and what they were saying, this whole storyline's been since he's come back. He went from undesirable to undeniable.
Right.
And if you put your nose to the grindstone and you improve and improve and improve, there's going to become a day where you become that undeniable athlete.
Well, I think Drew McIntyre is a prime example.
Exactly.
He was a guy that they saw as, hey, they said it on TV, this is a guy who's going to be something for our company. And then he just, part of it was attitude. He was young. He was immature. He went away. He became huge in the independent scene overseas, came back over here, did well, and got re-signed by WWE. And within it, and hey, he paid his dues then too. He was the heater for Dolph Ziggler, and he was great at it. He had size, and that built up until we got to Royal Rumble 2020.
Speaking of Dolph Ziggler, what do you think's about to happen with him?
I have no idea. I miss Dolph Ziggler because I don't see enough of him. And he was one of my favorites back when I was still watching more regularly. So now that I'm watching regularly again, I still have barely seen him because even though I'm watching more regularly, I haven't watched NXT. So I don't even know what's going on with the NXT title right now. Does he still have it?
No, Braun Breaker beat him. And now Braun Breaker's in a storyline with Gacy.
So where's Ziggler and Rude? What have they been doing?
They are in the void.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Which sucks because Robert Roode, to his own right's a hell of a wrestler, a hell of a tag team wrestler. Some of his best work was when he was in Beer Money in TNA with James Storm.
And Ziggler, to his credit, has some, outside the ring ventures that he likes to do. He wants to, he's done some stand-up comedy and things like that. So, one-man shows. So,
and I think personally, and I might get some shit for saying this. I think AEW, in all honesty, should be a targeted destination for him. Not only is his brother there, but it seems like in AEW they have a little bit more freedom to pursue things outside of the ring, like Toni Storm and her OnlyFans, for example. It seems like you have more options that'd be more desirable for him, especially, I hate to say that he's winding down in his career, but, if Randy Orton's at 20, Dolph has to be 15, 16 easily.
Well, oh yeah. He's up there, and he's And he's someone who's always taken incredible bumps. He's the guy who's zooming around out of the ring, bumping for everyone. So you know that's going to catch up to him. He's only, they say you only have a set number of bumps you take in a career, and his number's got to be up there. So
Darby Allin's working on like 2 more years at his rate.
At his rate, yeah, Jesus. Maybe that's why Sting's taking a few, trying to take a couple
Sting
off
just
his
wants
plate.
to catch up.
And meanwhile, we're talking over a pretty good match here.
All right, where's the demon? You know what else I just thought about? They never resolved that whole AJ Styles Undertaker thing. They could potentially play some mind games with that.
Oh boy, middle turnbuckle pad's gone. We know that's going to play into something here.
There it is.
That's not all that's going to play into. It's going to come in later too.
Oh yeah. You know, I do like how WWE has the full circle exposed turnbuckle, unlike AEW. Fucked up Cash Wheeler for a little bit when his arm got caught on that.
Yeah. Boy, it looks like Edge got some rope burn there.
Yeah. Nice. What kind of Styles Clash variation are we going for here? It appeared as though they were the camera guy was angling for something there. AJ's hurt. Going for the phenomenal forearm here.
That's shoulder.
What are we going for here? AJ going up top.
He's not at ringside. He's on the ramp. Up there's Finn Balor.
Yep. The hell was that?
That's Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley. Yeah, that's definitely Rhea Ripley in the hoodie back there, right?
That ass is undeniable.
Well, we didn't get the Balor turn, but we got the other rumor turn, it looks like.
Hey, you know what? AJ lost, but they didn't make him look weak in the loss.
It was pretty much what we expected. We just thought it'd be Finn Balor to make the turn and join Judgment Day, but it looks like it's definitely and we'll get the confirmation here in a moment, I assume.
God, please be Rhea Ripley, or else I'm going to feel so awkward when they reveal who this is. It's Christian.
Yep.
I dig the black hair.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I didn't say it earlier today, but I was thinking with this Judgment Day, I was thinking of, Edge being sort of a Taskmaster character, Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
But I actually look at this now a little bit. That's Serena Deeb. This could be a straight edge society almost deal. With a little more.
Oh, God, you're right.
Like a cult deal.
Damien's Doc Gallows? Yeah. Oh, shit.
With a little more supernatural flavor. I don't think Edge will ever get the heat that Punk got for that, but.
Well, no, you had people shaving their heads and looking at him as if he was a deity himself. I mean,
yeah. I still think Edge is a little more Kevin Sullivan there, Taskmaster, with his old, devil worshipping gimmick.
Kevin Sullivan was, one of a kind for what he was.
Oh, for sure. And of course, a lot of people our age remember Kevin Sullivan for Dungeon of Doom, and that is not peak Kevin Sullivan. Actually, it was peak Kevin Sullivan behind the scenes. He was the one doing a lot of the booking for WCW at the time.
But with that being said, though, I mean, when you think back to when he had his real life wife, Nancy, as woman, as his manager, and especially going back in the 70s and 80s, more of the raw Kevin Sullivan that even at the time in the 90s, they wouldn't have gotten away with on normal television.
Yeah, back in the territory days when he was, a pretty hardcore, devilish character, yeah.
Which
Satanic.
especially at that time, it was so unheard of just due to the fact that it was still, a church on Sunday kind of America that we lived in, where anything remotely close to pushing the envelope on that kind of shit was so taboo.
Yeah.
I remember stories from my grandfather telling me like it was like legitimately one of those things that just literally scared people to a point where they were frozen in fear watching him.
Well, I mean, that tapped into something, especially in the 80s when you had the Satanic Panic. And a lot of those
Yeah.
things happened in the early 90s. So,
Late 80s and early 90s with like Memphis 3 and everything like that.
mhm.
I mean, that was peak time to play into that. Man, probably one of the greatest shows produced by WWE is Evil.
Really? See, I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet. I want to. I definitely want to get to it. I just haven't. Toronto finally scored one. How about that?
Hey, well, so Kelly watches wrestling because I watch wrestling, and that's how I introduced her to the Undertaker and why he was such a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Going back into kind of the Kevin Sullivan thing, the Undertaker's ministry angle was coming at the heels, the very tail end of what we knew as the Satanic Panic in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Well, even then, the Undertaker, then that original version, the Dead Man with Paul Bearer, wasn't the full on, like, he became, the Ministry of Darkness. He became that Satanic Undertaker later on. That first version wasn't quite that.
No, he was just a Western Undertaker.
Yeah.
Here we go. The best announcer in all of WWE, the best commentary, I should say.
And he's got his Mr. Perfect tribute with the pen flip.
Yeah, it looks like we got 6-man going last year.
Yep, so we got Ronda Rousey and Charlotte. Then we've got Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, Happy Morgan. And then we'll have the 6-man, and that's it, unless there's something else added to the show at some point. But we're only at 9:30. We only have 3 matches left. Am I missing something? No, this is it. At least everything that's announced.
They're probably going to give, if I had to imagine, they're probably going to give the 6-man probably 45 minutes.
Yeah. What's it? Come here, Indy. Come here, buddy.
Then again, I don't know if, since WWE is doing premium live content now, or premium live events, if this is their own separate feed on Peacock that's different from other live programming, so they don't really have the timing constrictions anymore.
No, they don't technically, but at the same time, they don't want to go crazy late. Especially for an event that probably doesn't have as much interest as normal. It's not necessarily about a buy rate. You want to keep people interested throughout the show because there's going to be metrics where people are watching. You can tell, people are watching during this match, they're turning off this match, and they're coming. It's not like you bought a pay-per-view for $60, so you're going to watch the whole goddamn thing. And make sure you got your money's worth. You're potentially only paid $5 for this app with commercials, or $10 without commercials, and and you have it anyways, and you have all of Peacock plus the WWE stuff. You can turn it off and turn it back on, and so there are those metrics. NBC Universal is going to be paying attention to those metrics. Hey, what's worth the money that we paid for WWE for all this content? Is it worth it? So they want to build it up as much as possible, for sure. so that the next time the contract comes around, they can get more money from Peacock.
Which I'm very torn. Just for the fact I'm not a fan of the layout of Peacock. It's not as user-friendly as the network itself was.
No. And the network itself, it took a while to get there, but it did. And the network is still available in other countries, but here in the U.S. it's Peacock, and Peacock was designed for specifically as, an extension of NBC, which is a TV network. So the way that was built was for that.
Jesus Christ, I thought that was JoJo for a second. Bray Wyatt return confirmed. What a hell of a way to give up a spoiler like that. Remember, it wasn't so long ago, I thought Ronda Rousey was the most attractive woman on the planet.
She's still up there.
I honestly, I think it's her personality that turned me off from it.
I mean, she's done good to get back in shape after pregnancy, for sure.
Absolutely. But I will say this for any woman that might potentially stumble across this or being forced to watch this with their significant others. It's not always about appearance, ladies. Sometimes it's about what's up in here and in here.
For sure.
The more you know.
It is interesting that they're introducing the heel second, because normally they don't do
championship entrance.
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore, because they do the announcement in the ring, and they will do the champion second, but the entrance doesn't matter. So usually they'll just do the hot babyface second, but.
Remember when Talking Smack was like must-see programming that you had to tune right into the network as soon as SmackDown was over with? Because you never knew what was going to be said between Renee and Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, those were the days. Thank you for the likes, that clueless bitch for life. That is a hell of a name. I dig it.
Okay, Indy.
Again, for those of you joining us on TikTok, please go ahead, link in bio. Go ahead and check out the actual programming we have going on Bomb Media Productions YouTube channel for the Buckle Bombs live stream. And right now we're getting an opportune, what you're missing out on is an opportune pussy shot.
Being cradled.
Just living his best life.
Good boy.
Is she still with Andrade?
Yep. They're engaged, I believe.
Good for them.
Oh, paisano. All right.
Goddamn Pat McAfee is second to none.
Ooh.
Was that judo throw?
All right. So this isn't just a submission match. This is an I Quit match, which is no DQ. So we know we're going to ramp up to some outside the ring shenanigans. I'm almost positive.
It's saying if you give this 25 minutes, probably give Corbin versus Madcap 10.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be out by 10:45ish.
Yeah. Which I think the reason why they put this one on before, or why they put Corbin versus Madcap on before the championship or the 6-man and after this is because maybe they want to have like that little buffer breathing room.
100%.
Because they have something crazy planned with this.
They know that's the bullshit match no one cares about. So, even Bobby Lashley, Omos, you got Bobby freaking Lashley in there. Madcap Moss, and even though they're trying to build up Madcap Moss, him and Baron Corbin is the curtain jerker of the card, for lack of a better term.
Which this just might be me, but I have such a disdain for what they've turned Baron Corbin into. Coming from the Lone Wolf in NXT, the badass Tommy Vex theme song.
I have no problem with him being a chicken shit heel. He was good at it. I gotta say, so far, this match has exceeded my expectations for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Here in the first 5 minutes, the chemistry issues have not reared their head yet. It's been good.
These chops are legit, though, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get a cut of promo, gets kicked like a motherfucker. Oh. There was some gunpowder in that round.
Kendo stick.
Lady Sandman coming through. Again, all the new viewers on my TikTok, if you go to my profile, links in the bio, go ahead and click on the Buckle Bomb Show. You can watch this live stream as we're doing it. That way you can see my broadcast partner, Bobby, and me discussing all things wrestling while we watch actually surprisingly really good Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair I Quit match. More good chicken shit heel work tonight. I'm digging this.
No, she came back with 2 kendos. Ready for what, you piece of shit? Wait for what? All right.
The vulgarity in this match.
Pat, may the fourth be with you. Look at me with my Star Wars shirt on.
I'm hardcore. Oh. Looked like somebody zigged when they should have zagged there.
You missed. Boy, there's no security around him. I don't know how much they were supposed to go back this way.
Yeah. But also, there are two women that I'm not concerned
that
about.
guy just gave her a drink. He looks like a plant.
He does.
He's a performance center dude.
Can't wait to see him on AEW in a couple months when they're talking about his WWE past.
What'd they just zoom in on?
I don't know. She was holding the opposite arm from what they zoomed in on, too. There are just certain things in this world that make me pop that have nothing to do with wrestling, but when you see them in the crowd, it just gets you a chuckle. What's up, T? Thank you for the likes.
Well, I think to a certain degree I was right. There's a lot of gimmick gimmick fluff to this match outside of the ring that's really proving to help the chemistry between the two of them, I think. Though it was fine in the first few minutes when they were still in the ring.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this or not either, but it seems like there's a lot of live rounds being thrown here in this one.
I don't think it's been especially stiff. I think they're both selling really well.
I like the mini fiend in the front row there.
Yeah, he's been there the whole...
I don't know if Butch is under there or not. Great throwback from Pat McAfee. Charlotte's face when she's selling that she's in agony is just, it's something.
We want table chant.
Mmm.
A little page call back there by Charlotte. This is my house. All right, I'm stepping away for a quick moment. I need more drink.
All right. Well, I'm currently live streaming our reactions for the Buckle Bomb Show exclusively on YouTube. Uh, just wanted to hop onto TikTok and kind of drum up some viewers over there. The link is in my bio. Just look for the Buckle Bomb Show. Me, my buddy Bobby. It's a show we do every Sunday where we cover almost everything wrestling related. Oh, claws in the eyes. Well, thank you.
All right, and the last one is Strawberry Melon Fizz. This one I'm excited for.
Yeah, I can't do melon.
No?
I hate melon, dude. There's the, the Scooby snack shots that we used to get at Bobcats back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only melon-related thing that I actually like. Oh,
Oof. That looked like a rough landing for them both.
yeah. You see this bruises all over their bodies right now.
Charlotte came into this match with some bruises, but yeah.
Man, I got to give it up to these two. They are far exceeding any expectations I had for this match.
No, they both have one arm right now. Ugh. I had that by the wrong side, and I think one of the legs clipped her head. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as bad as it looked, but
Fucking Pat McAfee acknowledging the Fiend.
yeah, I missed it.
And he says, "Is that the Fiend in the front row?" Oh. Well, you can't ask somebody who's out.
Yeah, right.
Man, what a way to kill any kayfabe that was left with that move. What's up, wrestling? How you doing, girly?
Nah, it's all right. Strawberry melon, it's all right. Pina colada was the best one, but I'm not a fan of this pack at all. I like my fruit punches the best.
Welcome to our WWE Wrestlemania Backlash live reactions and truly summer pack seltzer reviews.
Figure 8. Meanwhile,
Cool.
Lightning and Toronto have gone to a final. Lightning 7, Toronto 3.
Oh my God.
Never bitch.
Well, see, that's the thing about it, though. Comment that I just got here was wrestling hasn't been the same since Stone Cold quit. Just saying. To an extent, that's a fair comment, I would think.
Well, it depends. The WWE, I think part of their problem is they are almost too much the same.
They're too reliant on the past stars, I think. But as far as not being the same, I think what it has to do in that regard, which holy hell, what a move this is. Oh, that looks rough. I just think, it's a generational thing.
All right. Ronda Rousey, new champion.
Ronda Rousey, new SmackDown Women's Champion.
And you know what? I'll give it to him. I think that's the second best match tonight.
Definitely just from a visual aspect.
I'll put this over Edge and AJ. I think
Absolutely.
Cody Seth was number one.
Yeah, that's where I'm landing right now. Cody Seth was 1. This is 2 for me. AJ Edge was a close 3rd.
Very close 3, yeah.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, it's like the newer generation is playing within a different set of rules from what they were playing with back then. So you kind of have to,
Well, and is he talking about
together.
WWE specifically or professional wrestling? Because I think wrestling's in a better state than it was during the Attitude Era.
No, absolutely.
Because during Steve Austin's time, you had the WWF, you had WCW, you maybe could count ECW as a third. A lot of people would, but a very, very distant third.
Oh, wow. Well, I think a little foreshadowing here, but we know who's going to be in the Money in the Bank match already.
I don't know about that necessarily, but they're using one of their top stars to sell a stadium show, one of the other stadium shows. Money in the Bank has become one of the new top 4. Big 4.
Yeah. Well, in my personal opinion, nothing will ever beat the one that was at Titan Tower. Like, for whatever reason, that Money in the Bank to me,
I saw that one. No. No.
It was a product of its time, but it was so much fun to watch.
Product of the pandemic, I guess, sure, but no, not my thing. Definitely unique.
Zac Efron is far too good looking to be in a Stephen King movie.
Let me look something up so we can get it straight here.
Oh, it's going to be on Peacock. All right, let's get a roll on this goddamn match so we can just finally put a fucking stake in this storyline.
All right. So we got Hell in a Cell next month, June 5th. Money in the Bank, July 2nd at Allegiant Stadium. Then July 30th, we got SummerSlam. So SummerSlam playing third fiddle in between two big stadium shows. Because you've got Money in the Bank July 2nd, SummerSlam July 30th, and then Clash at the Castle September 3rd.
So, do you think we're going with a Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank?
I'm trying to think. You still have 4 pay-per-views to get through. If you want to do McIntyre Reigns at Clash at the Castle, which I think has to be the plan, right? But you have SummerSlam a full month before that.
You know, I think there's no reason why McIntyre can't go into Clash at the Castle as champion, though.
Sure, but I don't think Reigns ends the feud without the championship. And man, that's a stretch. And I don't think you want to take the belt off Roman Reigns at all. If you're going to keep it on him after the McIntyre feud, then you keep it on him all the way through. Which is tough to go through if we want to build up that match through 4 months. So I don't think we're going to get a McIntyre-Roman Reigns match at Hell in a Cell. I think we could still pivot back to Shinsuke or throw something else in there. But I think, tentatively, the plan is to get to Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns at Mania. But
so you think it's going to be Mania? Cody wins.
Either Cody Rhodes and Reigns or The Rock and Reigns. If they can get The Rock to come back.
Yeah.
But that means
it's going to be hard to do.
But that means Roman Reigns goes over The Rock and continues to be champion after WrestleMania. Which I'm fine with a super long reign like that. But
so you're thinking we're going to go in Andrew Sammartino.
I think we could get a full 2 years out of Roman Reigns for sure. Because, I mean, maybe Drew McIntyre, but other than that, who can legitimately beat him right now?
God, I hate myself right now. I said Andrew Sammartino. It's Bruno Sammartino,
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
Even Corbin's got pyro. Come on.
That hat looks to be a throwback to his NFL days.
That kid had some big eyes.
Well, he's an Eagles fan. He's probably from Delco.
All right. So We got Hell in a Cell next, Money in the Bank in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, SummerSlam in Nashville, which is pretty close to, by the way, Slammiversary in Nashville in June.
Yeah.
Then we've got Clash at the Castle in Wales in a stadium show. Then in October, the date's not set yet, but we're going to have Crown Jewel in October.
Listen, I don't acknowledge
After Clash at the
Saudi Arabia
Castle.
shows.
Yeah, but that's your October pay-per-view, and that's a stadium show. And then you've got Survivor Series. So we have 3 out of 4 pay-per-views are stadium shows. Which is pretty ridiculous. But that's also a sign that, hey, people talking about the WWE going downhill. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not even close. Business
I'll tell
is
you what,
booming.
though, man.
What's that?
I've never been more excited for a Impact / TNA pay-per-view in my life. That Slammiversary, I think, has the potential to be pretty massive.
I'll have to start watching. I mean, Jesus, I barely have time to watch AEW and WWE and trying to add, Impact and NWA and New Japan.
Impact's on Twitch. You can watch it on demand.
Oh, I have access to it, absolutely.
Impact's one of those shows right now where if I'm preoccupied doing something, I'll have it on as background noise. And if I hear something that piques my interest, I'll focus on the TV. The only issue with that has been over probably the last 2 to 3 months, Impact's been so damn good that from the time the first segment happens, I'm hooked in, and that's what I just have all my focus attention to.
Yeah. He tripped over the top rope. I don't know how that happened.
I want to know the sound the top rope made because
right?
That's kind of scary considering what just happened.
What happened a few weeks ago, yeah.
And if your champion goes on the shelf, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I don't know if you can see it.
No.
My live has been suspended for bullying and harassment.
What? Who did you book? I don't remember you saying anything weird.
I don't either, but I'm banned off live till November 5th.
What the fuck? You can appeal that, can't you?
Yeah, I did, but Jesus Christ.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to go ahead and save that. Oh, of course the recording is not available because it violated our community guidelines and standards. Get the bucket.
Well, we got the YouTube recording, so.
Yep. Hey guys, just a heads up. My live access has been suspended until November 5th for bullying and harassment. So go ahead, join us on the YouTube. Link is in the description. We're still live on there. I don't know why this froze up. Fuck it. See you there. Hey guys, just a heads up. My live access has been suspended until November 5th. Oh, I see why that happened.
Someone report it for something?
I don't know. Hey, everybody, just letting you know, I've been banned from my lives due to bullying and harassment until November 5th. But we're still live on YouTube, so go ahead, link in bio. Come watch us over there and interact and talk with us. See you there. Hey, everybody, just letting you know,
Pat.
I like how they're calling him the big doofus.
Oh, no. Pat called him the big dog accidentally. And Cole was like, if there is a big dog, I don't think he'd be too happy with you calling him that. And McAfee was like, yeah, no, I meant to call him the big doofus. I apologize. You know, as a match, this has been pretty good so far.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, that's not a surprise. We've got two good talents in there. It's just the gimmicks suck. Shades of Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
You know, that's the weird thing about it, though. The gimmicks are terrible, and the thing I don't understand with the Happy Corbin angle is why that ever changed, because the original Baron Corbin gimmick was Baron Corbin. And if Stone Cold's taught us anything, the gimmicks that get you over the most in WWE is just a embellished version of yourself just turned up to 11.
Sure, but you also, look, there are many different paths you can take to the top or to a successful career. Certainly the ones that are most successful tend to be the ones that are you dialed up to 11. But you still sometimes need a gimmick, at least at the start, to get in. And I'm not even talking about Ringmaster. I'm talking about Stone Cold. Steve Austin was a gimmick, a kind of serial killer, quiet... Excuse me. Seltzer's making me burp. A sort of quiet, serial killer-ish gimmick, which is where the name came from. And
yeah, it was based off the Iceman that was just arrested at the time.
Right. And eventually that morphed into just the beer-swilling, ass-kicking redneck that it became. But it started as a gimmick. And then you can Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, was a gimmick, the blue blood.
The blue blood from Connecticut.
Right, but then that morphed into something a little more street level with DX, which then morphed into badass Triple H.
And there is a lot of referee heat going on in this pay-per-view.
Sunset Flip?
Wow!
I don't know that angle's done. That wasn't a definitive victory. That could be construed by Corbin as a fluke, which helps him keep his heat. Not a bad thing, but I think you can also stretch out another match a month later. Another month of happy hours. It's almost worth it for that look, buddy.
We're going to get a Hell in a Cell match wasted on the conclusion of this, aren't we?
It's not going to be a cell match. But here they are. Look, Drew McIntyre promoting Clash at the Castle, right? Oh, it's just a Drew McIntyre.
Here we go with this Vince McMahon. He's the chosen one. He's the future.
All right, back to the Kiwi Mojito. Let's down these two and get them the fuck over with. I don't know why I'm even putting it in the koozie. I'm gonna drink it so fast.
Down the old hatch, yeah.
What do you think our actual cell matches are gonna be? Do you think we get the tag team title unification match in a cell match?
Oh, first off, we're getting fucking Pat McAfee and Corey Graves on commentary together. This is just going to be chef's kiss.
Nice.
Yeah, Honestly, man, I'm not sure.
Me
I
either.
did just notice, though, they're going to be at the Allstate Arena with Hell in a Cell
Yeah.
because AEW's running the United Center.
Good point.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's so hard to tell right now.
I mean, if
You have
this
to.
if this goes another match, even though it is split 1-1 right now, if this goes another match, that's probably Hell in a Cell. But I think Ronda moves on probably. Lynch Asuka maybe.
Maybe.
Though I mean that's not a
I
title
would like
match.
to.
That's not a title match.
After this match, though, I would like to see two of them in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate it. No. And hey, we just flipped 180 from where we were at on the show earlier today.
Yeah. One of them has to be the Universal Championship match, though, right?
Well, does it? I mean, if we are going to Clash at the Castle with Drew, you can't do Drew and Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell. Now, maybe I'm completely wrong about Wales. Maybe they don't do Drew versus Roman. I'm starting to doubt it the more I think about it. But
Nope, not a chance. Fractured radius doesn't heal in a month.
is that kayfabe? I mean, Charlotte deserves a break, certainly.
I don't know, man. There was that spot by the wall there where she was holding her arm like really bad.
They were both selling really well in that match. Ronda as well, including the arms.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a work.
I mean, I hope
Could
it
be
is.
wrong.
You never want to see somebody injured in real life.
No, yeah, 100%, yeah.
I mean, hell, coming out of WrestleMania, I was convinced Roman Reigns fucked his shoulder. And actually, maybe he could have, which could explain the lack of matches he's had. It could explain why he's in a 6-man right now just to keep the title relevant.
Here's remember how I said Charlotte and Andrade are engaged? They are getting married this summer, according to Charlotte, but they would not confirm a date. So it could be she's taking time off to get married and
Plan it out, honeymoon it.
yeah. Hopefully that is it. So yeah, right now the only oh god. So I took a quick sip of the drink instead of it was the first one of the drink and it hit me as I was starting to talk. I apologize. Ugh. The only feud hot enough to deserve a cell match, I think, is the tag team match. Which I mean, it'd be a great tornado tag Hell in a Cell match to unify the titles. I think that's your main event.
Yeah, and like we said on the show earlier today, the Usos versus RK Bro in a Hell in a Cell match. And the Usos have proven themselves time and time again in a Hell in a Cell match. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the love of God, one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time, the Usos versus the New Day, when they had Xavier Woods barricaded off in the corner with the kendo sticks and just beat the unholy hell out of him.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Judgment Day. You put Edge in a Hell in a Cell match against AJ Styles to blow off that feud.
Like kind of like get the club back together.
And maybe that's where Finn does the final turn, or maybe. But I mean, that's also there was interference. Priest came out, then Rhea Ripley came out, put it in a cell.
No interference
No
is in a
escape,
cell.
no interference. Edge versus AJ. I think that's going to be your other cell match. So
Yeah, I can get behind that. At least we're keeping RK Bro together for a little bit longer.
I don't. And again, you've been adamant that they're probably going to be breaking up soon. I don't think so.
Again, this is one of the situations where I pray and I hope that I am more wrong than wrong could possibly ever be, because this is so enjoyable to me. Like, just the simplistic version, like 9-year-old Tony would be so stoked over RK Bro. Yeah, I like the smoking grasshoppers.
Oh, Pat.
All right, let me be right back before we get this started.
All right.
Damn, this room looks like Stone Cold had a beer bash. All right, well, not to take away from what we're about to see, but pretty sure this house is haunted.
Oh, yeah?
I'm about 100% sure this house is haunted, actually. Earlier I had to get up and leave for a moment. Excuse me, due to a crashing sound that happened, and the dogs went apeshit over. I went to go check it out. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. And I just went to the kitchen, and the goddamn kitchen was a fucking mess. Like everything that was on top of the refrigerator fell off. So long story short, I'm about to call the Warren family real quick.
Hey, look, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in any of that shit. But at the same time, I kind of have a little bit of a guilty pleasure in watching Ghost Adventures. I know it's all
Don't we all?
bullshit, but at the same time, as a kid, I always found that shit fascinating, and I've done some ghost hunting and would like to continue to do some ghost hunting, even maybe for the channel at some point.
I'm in.
Obviously, I'm going to
do
come at it from a, hey, this is all bullshit angle because I'm an atheist. This is
And I'm going to
pseudoscience, but at the same time, I'm gonna buy in momentarily here and there. Obviously, if you're alone in the dark in a scary room that you've never been in, you're gonna be on edge, and your senses are gonna be heightened, and you're gonna hear and see things that aren't there. And hey, I have caught a voice in a graveyard. I brought a girl ghost hunting to the Hudson Cemetery on Hudson Avenue and US 19 at 2, 3 in the morning. And
that's the creepiest goddamn cemetery.
This is 11, 12 years ago, but on this very channel, that video exists. I think I have it private right now. But I created video, and there are different voices, but I don't believe any of the voices actually happen, except one gives me some doubt. It sounds like an old man saying the name of the girl I was with.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
But I've listened to it over and over again, and is it the name of the girl? I don't know. So there's a reason I'm not saying the name of the girl, because I want you maybe at some point to hear it and tell me what you hear.
1 second. Hey, babe, we're on the live stream right now. Love you, bye.
You're good if you need to step away to talk to her.
No. She's calling me because she thinks I'm a chicken shit right now because I just told her that I think the house is haunted.
Okay.
Like, we'll go to like Screamageddon or Hollow Scream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk through that shit completely fine. I just think it's funny going to watch all the other people getting scared by the scare actors.
Right.
That shit doesn't bother me.
I've never been to one of those. I've been dying to go the last few years, only because I don't think it would scare me at all. I think it'd be hilarious watching other people get freaked out. Yeah.
But on the opposite spectrum of that, though, if you put me in an abandoned sanitarium in the dark with nobody else around me, you will get the most comedic footage of a big guy crying like a bitch you've ever seen in your life.
Sure. But who wouldn't be feeling a little scared in that moment? I would. Even if I knew, okay. Even if I knew, and here we are, this is Bomb Media Productions Ghost Talk here. Even if we were to know for sure that the building was locked down, there was definitely no one else in the building, no squatters, no homeless people in there, it wasn't just something we randomly walked into. I would still be freaked out sitting there in the dark, unable to see, you know, that's human nature. And then, again, your senses are going to be heightened because you're freaked out. And now you're
Yeah.
going to see that shadow in the corner of your eye, and you're going to go, ah! Yeah, absolutely.
I think I don't think it's so much ghosts that scare me as much as I don't believe we've discovered everything that's on this earth. It's fucking impossible. I feel like there may be some creatures out there that we haven't discovered yet. Run into some sort of animal that just looks terrifying.
The Hudson Sasquatch is a thing. There are quite a few sightings in that area.
No, what they saw was my drunk ass stumbling down the street.
Right.
No, actually, I've never heard that before. I didn't know there was a Hudson Sasquatch.
Yeah. There's a whole website called Pasco Pinellas Paranormal or something along those lines, and it's a local group. They purposely don't do TV or do video or any of that because they're not about it for the fame.
They're actual researchers.
Which gives them some credibility in my eyes, yeah. But they're about actually trying to help people that have, quote, demonic hauntings or malevolent hauntings, and they go and do different things. The old Slim and Chubbies, it's not a bar anymore, whatever it is there, but that road that goes down that way, there's countless reports of someone that'll run out in front of a car and people will slam on their brakes and then there's no one there. Or there's woods out by Anclote. Excuse me. Where there have been reports of a naked, bloody girl running through the woods, screaming that she's been raped. And there's no one there. Yeah. Fucked up shit.
All right. So while we're on that topic, since, let's be honest, this match isn't anything like I thought it would be. Me and the mother of my daughter, Amanda, the area we grew up in, very small mountain town, heavily wooded. You could drive for miles through the woods and not see a single house.
Yeah.
One night, in the middle of August, we get bored when we were underage and couldn't go to bars or anything, and we'd just drive around in the middle of the night and listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were driving through one night, and all of a sudden, our windshield frosted over. This is the middle of August. It was like 90-something degrees out.
Yeah.
Or let me take it back. I actually jumped ahead of myself there. Driving through the woods, and we see a woman in a white dress walking into the tree line.
Classic.
I didn't want her to think
there.
I was crazy, so I didn't say anything. Pulled into the parking lot of a strip club. And I looked at her, and I go, "Did you see what I just saw?" She goes, "The woman walking into the tree lines." And I was like, "Yes." The tree lines up in there, you do not go into without some sort of protection because of massive bears, mountain lions, and a rattlesnake population that would just knock your socks off.
Yeah.
So we had to go double check and see what we just saw. As we drove back through, the windshield then frosted over in August. A few years later, I'm working at a bar on the Penn State University campus. It's a slow night, but it's a creepy night. We keep having these power outages. So, as you do in a creepy situation, you tell ghost stories to freak yourself out even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I told that story. Well, our cook at the time was very into, he didn't practice the occult, but he was very into, researching occultist stuff and paranormal shit. And he goes, "Oh, that's the woman in the white dress." I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, it's an old urban legend." He was like, It was a woman that was killed by a trucker off of Interstate 80. Now she haunts the woods of Interstate 80 looking for guys that will pick her up, and then she kills them.
Now, the woman in a white dress is a common myth in just about every town.
Oh,
But
that
yeah.
does not surprise me.
Like, literally, the first episode of Supernatural, a show that went 14 seasons, like, I think it's the first or second episode, they do a woman in the white dress episode. It's a thing in haunting myths.
And I know me and Amanda had an experience with it. And that's the only thing that, like, clarifies I wasn't crazy, because I wasn't the only one that saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Supernatural is a show, though, that I have to go back and watch.
I love the show. I've seen most of it at least 2 times, because I had 2 different girlfriends that I went through it with and whatever. But I haven't seen the last 3 or so seasons, maybe 4 seasons. So I certainly need to at least finish it.
The only episode I ever watched was the Scooby-Doo crossover episode.
That was in like season 11. Like that was later on too, or season 10. But yeah, that was fun. All right, I need to get another drink. I'll be right back.
All right. More 420 friendly references from Pat McAfee. Roman Reigns' fake ass teeth are bothering me yet again.
All right, the last Kiwi fucking mojito. Get this thing over with.
Chug, 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 chug. Do something crazy. Do something crazy.
Ooh. The one thing I'll say about the last 2 shows, last Raw and SmackDown, where this was the direction we knew we were going for Backlash, it put Randy Orton in the weird position that we don't see him in of being kind of to the side.
Yeah.
In a feud where he's Drew McIntyre's the guy on his team and Randy Orton is just the tag team behind him, which I'm sure he has no problem with. He's been the guy for 20 years. At least since Evolution ended. But It was a weird image to see at the end of SmackDown.
In the breadbasket.
Spear. Superman punch, alright. You know, if you were to ever have a 3-man booth, I normally don't like them. This is the one I'd like.
Yeah. I'll be right
Michael
back.
Cole as one of your best play-by-plays ever. I know people hate him. Go ahead. I'll continue what I'm saying for the stream. Michael Cole is your play-by-play. And I'll repeat this when he comes back. Pat McAfee for your emotion. And Corey Graves for your story.
All day, that's where it's at.
Did you hear what I just said? Because I continued a little bit. Yeah. Like, I think this is your best 3-man team you could possibly have.
Well, plus, I think when it comes to Pat, man, just his passion for it. He's still a fan.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Pat gets you the emotion and the energy, and Corey Graves gives you the story and the wrestling storytelling. And then you got Michael Cole can just sit there and do his job and be the best Michael Cole has ever been, which he has been already with Pat McAfee.
Indubitably, dude. This is the most...
Indubitably.
This is the most enjoyable Michael Cole has been in a while, in my opinion. Go! Everybody. Come on. You're going to fight me on this. It's okay.
Oh! Big hot tag to Randy Orton. You had stepped away, and they're doing it again. They're chanting Randy. Randy's the most over guy in this match right now.
You don't make it 20 years in WWE without being over.
You know, we were talking about, and you haven't seen it yet, the Cody Rhodes Broken Skull sessions. There's a conversation they have about the use of the term over in wrestling and how it's overused and how it should be used, and I'm as guilty of that, I think, as anyone. But I think Randy Orton would qualify even by their definition. He is over.
Oh, all day, dude.
And you'll know more about what I'm talking about when you watch. You got to watch that. But yeah.
Oh! RKO out of nowhere.
Oh! I was ahead of you. Now you're ahead of me.
Out of nowhere.
Super kick. Oh! Damn. That wasn't a suplex. He just threw him. All right.
Super kick party.
And I have no idea who's legal. It's Randy and one of the Usos, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That was nice. I like that heel move.
Yeah.
That's real nice. That's too slow of a hot tag move. You got to do something a little quicker. I like the innovation, but it's got to pop a little more. That takes a moment to set up for Riddle. Fisherman's. I like that Corey Graves. See, there's Corey Graves with the... That's the kind of color that I like.
Yeah.
We know Riddle's taking the pin in this, right?
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
I mean, assuming that the bloodline goes over, which I think is almost definite. But I don't think Riddle tags out at any point for the rest of the match.
I mean, we got 11 more minutes.
Yeah, but usually with these side pay-per-views, they end a little early.
Oh.
I think Roman's going to get tagged in. Spear to Riddle, and that'll be it. Ooh.
I kind of put the kibosh on that theme, huh?
Well, I still think that could happen. They've been wanting a table all night long since the Ronda Charlotte match, at least.
Surprised Orton didn't get one of these.
Pat went, my notes. And Michael Cole's like, you haven't taken a note since you worked here.
Oh.
There you go. And now
I'm
Reigns
surprised
gets...
they give Orton one of the pop-up spots on one of the Usos on that table. Got Pat calling it the rock bottom.
I liked that. If you're gonna do a spot where you're together to catch a diving person, hey, Roman Reigns, let me give my cuz a kiss on the forehead. Oh, here comes Riddle. So much better than just standing together looking dumb. Knee slap. Or thigh slap, excuse me.
I thought that was one of Vince's bad words now.
It was being done way too much. It needed to be, especially in WWE, it needed to be slowed down. And it still is being done too much in AEW. And
Well, that
definitely
was the
in the indies.
sloppiest looking RKO I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was rough. But there's your spear, and here's Riddle getting pinned.
Wait, what the? I didn't know Roman was the legal man.
I didn't know that. You know what? I don't. Yeah.
The hell?
Well, now that I think about it, we went back and I said, hey, that was a good spot where I think it was Jimmy dragged Jay and then stepped out and tagged himself in. I think at that point, Roman was the legal guy. Right? Or was that before the hot tag to Roman? And
That was before.
I don't know.
Well, fuck it. We got all this replay technology. Show us where the tag happened.
Well, I was right about the spear to Riddle, but we just didn't have to worry about the tag part.
Oh, there it is. Did you see that?
Oh, okay. Yep. I see it there. All right. I'll give it to him there.
You know, that made me like that ending that much more.
Yeah. Though in theory, if you're on, I don't know. I'll take it, I guess.
All right.
All right. So, what did you think of the pay-per-view? Or excuse me, premium live event.
What? That was weird. I'll give it a B. And it gets that high of a score just because I expected so much less.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that. I'll say like a B or a B minus. Like, I mean, I hate putting definitive scores on things. Like, you'll never hear me ask for a score. If you want to give one, I don't mind it. But it's all so and that's maybe I should do things like that because that will help get YouTube views and things like that. But it's definitive scores like that are kind of bullshit and very subjective. But yeah, this was a good show in my opinion. I won't disagree with the B at all. I thought we had a great match to open the show. Best match of the card.
Yeah.
Best match of the night. Cody and Seth. Wish it was the main event. Ronda and Charlotte which you and I both agreed was not a good match at WrestleMania. Which, somewhat of a non-popular opinion. But this, and even the feud leading up to it just felt off, and they just had no chemistry. But, great match tonight. That match beat out Edge and AJ, in my opinion, and you said in yours as well. Just barely, but it did. And Edge and AJ is fucking Edge and AJ. Of course it was a good match.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were shenanigans at the end, but Rhea Ripley being in Judgment Day, there were a lot of rumors about that. And again, I wasn't as gung-ho about it as you when we had discussed the potential for that before. You were all about it. I was like, well, there are pluses and minuses to it. I would prefer Rhea Ripley be on her own. Even if she's turning on Liv Morgan and being a heel, you know, I would like her to be on her own and just be her own thing as a heel. But I don't mind her being in this faction that's going to be pushed and going to be a major deal. As long as she's not just the Serena Deeb. We made that comparison, or at least I did. But Serena Deeb never amounted to anything. She was just kind of there with the straight edge society. Yeah. Whereas, and she is, and even WWE knew it because they used her as a trainer at the Performance Center before they let her go. She is one of the best women talent in the world. And I cannot wait for her match against Thunder Rosa. But turn this off. You know, as long as they don't go that route with her, and she ends up just getting buried under Judgment Day story stuff, and she actually still gets to exist on her own in the women's division, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And it can help grow her.
And if there's one talent you're going to put her with to have her involved in a faction storyline and an individual storyline, it's Edge, man, because he was the same way with Lita. You know, granted, their stories constantly are entwined, but
well, and that was different.
Lita was on top at the same time.
And that was also a very different era for women's wrestling as well. But,
yeah.
You know, now there's plenty of women in there. You could argue this will, even if she's not really wrestling as much, there's an argument to be made where this could Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Where she's still going to be up there with Edge and Priest and whoever else they may add to that faction. They're going to be on TV a lot. You're going to get a lot of exposure as this badass heel. You may not be in the ring as much as a part of the title picture or this or that, but after a little while, you could spin off into something huge like they've done with Sonya Deville. That potential exists as well. I mean, I don't know that there was a bad match on this card. Maybe Omos and Bobby Lashley, but that served its purpose.
Yeah. You know,
and I don't think it was a bad match. To be honest
with you, during the 6-man match, I was convinced like that was going to be the worst match on the card until the ending. Once you got through the middle of the match there, that's when it started picking up a little bit and it really dragged you into it. But, man, I was worried that one was going to be a tanker of a match, too.
Well, and you and I got sidetracked with the ghost stories for the beginning. But I don't think it was a bad beginning of the match. They had time. And that was the thing. It is just now 11 o'clock. Nothing was rushed with this show. They had 6 matches over 3 hours. And they took all the time they needed. And it was a good show. Not the best, but it didn't need to be. It's Backlash after WrestleMania. it was a good show that can set us up for whatever may come going into the summer. So, good stuff, I thought. Anything you want to add?
Thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed this pay-per-view. It was, like we said, a lot more than we expected it to be. I think it leaves room for optimism with storylines heading forward. The only negative stain on this entire evening is that we know that whether or not we want it, we are getting more Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
We don't know that for sure. It could just be a way for Corbin to keep his heat. He can say, hey, it was a fluke, and then they spin off into whatever things, but Corbin could continue to say, hey, I didn't actually lose that match. It was a fluke. I shouldn't have lost. I wouldn't have lost. Which would be brilliant, whether they're going to the next match or not. But it was a good match, for sure. It's just the gimmicks you and I don't like there, and everything surrounding the match. Hopefully, both of them.
Yeah, it's just I'm on a live stream. You got the dogs out there barking. Oh my.
They're all good. I never heard a bark, so you're all fine. But yeah, it's just the gimmicks we don't like there. The talent is good, especially Corbin. And I don't mind. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's got go away heat," the last few years. No, he's a good heel. People hate to see him, but they're loud as fuck when he comes out. And that's diminished somewhat because this bullshit Happy Corbin angle I think has been terrible. But
I don't think it's necessarily that Corbin himself has go away heat. I think what you were alluding to, it's the gimmick that has go away heat. The gimmick itself is just fucking over.
When Corbin was the GM or whatever it was that he was doing, that was the period of time when they were talking about him having go away heat. And I wasn't watching a whole lot at that period, but to me, it didn't feel that way. He would come out and he was getting loud boos. He was the hottest heel, it seemed at that point in time. And people were like, oh, it's because, no, he's terrible. Good job, you got sucked in. You hate him just as much as you should. Congratulations. But I think this whole happy angle, the sad Corbin, happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, all this stuff. Hopefully Madcap Moss can spin off of this because I think he's got great potential. They made a big deal, including Pat, on commentary about the suspenders tonight. Hopefully at some point you can fucking get rid of those, get some actual tights, and look like a wrestler.
Get him out of the goddamn duck shoes.
Yeah, look like an actual wrestler. But yeah, good show. Good show overall. Anything else you want to add?
That's it.
All right. That will do it for us tonight. Been a long day of streaming, recording shows. Tony, love you, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for getting me to do this. I wasn't even going to do this. We will see you next Sunday for the Buckle Bomb Show. Sometime around 1 or 2 o'clock as usual.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, I could change, my mind, make the lane, the climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss that fast, taking a big swing, bitch, hand in the past, nobody in the ring, will go loud in the practice, I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kid, I got time to live, I just go red pill. I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?